Welcome back to Student of the Gun Radio. And this segment of Student of the Gun Radio is brought to you by Mr. Microphone from Ronco, the perfect Christmas gift. No, we're kidding. We don't have Mr. Microphones. We have black carbon steel microphones. And we are proud to be behind the black carbon steel microphones today, to be with you and to be spreading the good news and cheer that we do all week long. Now, Jared is on the other side of the board over there, and he's working the dials and the knobs and the levers. Jared, how you doing today on this? Actually, it's a beautiful day in southern Mississippi.
It is. I am doing very well. It's like you said, it's a very beautiful day. I'm kind of down a little bit because today's Don's his wedding is today.
Oh, hey, congratulations to our good friend Don Pierce, who is getting married today as we're recording this.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends from high school. He's getting married today. It's making me feel old. My friends are getting married and having kids. And
yeah, having kids will age you for sure. It definitely will age you. Now, folks, we've got a lot to talk about this week, so we're going to jump right into it. But before we jump right into it, we want to thank our genuine sponsors. Unfortunately, Ronco is not one of our sponsors, but you know who is? Keltec Weapons of Cocoa, Florida. Colt Manufacturing, the makers of the LE-901 rifle. And, of course, Crossbreed Holsters of Republic, Missouri. And we're going to go up and visit our friends at Crossbreed here next month. In May, we're going to see them up in Missouri. So we want to thank them. Now, folks, we've got our excess good guy of the week coming up, and this is very pertinent. If you guys are out there and you're looking for ways to save money or to practice or to train, to get some practice in effectively while saving money at the same time, you want to perk up your ears. Jared, tell us who our good guy of the week is, and tell us what their question was.
Before I mention the question, I'm just going to say, if you win the Good Guy of the Week, I need you to email me. That's Jared, Jarrad, at studentofthegun.com. Email me your address, shirt size, and phone number. And this week's Student of the Week is Cole, and he posted his question to the forum. He or she, I'm not sure which one it would be.
I think C-O-L-E is a man.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's no women named C-O-L-E.
I know a couple.
You do? Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's short for Nicole.
Ah, yeah,
so
I got you.
I don't know the nickname. It could be a nickname on the forum. But anyway, go to forums.studentofthegun.com and you can post your question there to get picked for the good guy of the week. Cole says, is it a good idea to wait until after receiving professional training to begin dry fire practice regimen? I don't want to instill bad habits and I'm saving towards some professional training, but that's still a little ways off. If dry practice at this stage is a bad idea, what can I do in the meantime?
Yeah, that your question right there is actually, it's one of the reasons that many professional instructors will, I guess, badmouth or dry fire. And what dry fire is essentially it's practicing without live ammunition, or what people call dry practice. And when you dry fire or dry practice, you're just teaching yourself to work the mechanics of the machine. Whether it's the work in the slide or what have you, and specifically dealing with trigger management and being able to manipulate the trigger without disturbing the sights. And that is the big deal. That is what you're striving for with handguns, is the ability to hold the sights still, specifically the front sight, while at the same time putting muscle tension onto the gun and making the trigger, releasing the trigger, making it go bang. Only when you're dry firing, there's no bang. So it's kind of when you ask that question, I have to say, if you've never had any training, then maybe the answer is no, or unless you've had some type of guidance. Because what people will do is they think that they're dry firing. They get out in their backyard or in their basement or their den or whatever, and they unload their gun, they put all the ammunition away, and they pull out their gun, and they just start pulling the trigger. Click, 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 click. And they think that is dry practice. Well, that's not dry practice at all. What that is that's teaching yourself how to snap the trigger. And that's not a good thing, as Cole pointed out there. Now, Jared mentioned to me when we were doing the pre-show that there was something that we had already made available to you guys, the students of the gun, that deals with dry practice. Jared, what's that?
if you guys are not signed up for the newsletter, go to studentofthegun.com, and as a byproduct of signing up, you get entered for the giveaways, obviously, but you also get exclusive training material. And we did an entire training video on dry fire specifically. So dry fire, you can learn from watching. I mean, you would say that, right? Yeah. And you can learn it from the video. There's a couple pointers that we give you, and then you can do it correctly just from watching the video, and that won't instill bad habits into your training regimen.
Yeah, something that you need to. I think a lot of people are missing out on is the fact that we've produced a tremendous amount of training material, of tips and tactics and so forth that you can access, and all you have to do is go to studentofthegun.com, sign up for the newsletter. You get the one-box workout free report. You can print it out, take it with you to the range, use that as a one-box workout, and then you get immediate access to training videos that only you as a subscriber get to see. You know, they're hidden until you sign up, and then you get the links and you get to watch them. So that's something that you really should. I mean, it's free. Why not take advantage of it? At very least, you can take that little tidbit and put it in your toolbox. Now, I will tell you this: the best way to dry practice, if you're a novice, if you haven't had professional training, one of the best ways is to actually work in pairs, work with a partner.
Let's tell the audience what professional training is, because there's a lot of myths.
Okay, professional training. Yeah, when we say professional training, we're talking about actually spending some money and paying a person who is we'll say, an expert in the field. People that actually make their living as trainers, and not just. When I say make their living, what I would say to you is, if the person who wants to charge you to train with them, if that's not necessarily how they make their living, if they just do it once in a while, they may be able to give you a little bit of assistance. But think about it like this. If you were going to hire an electrician to completely rewire your house, would you hire a guy that does it every once in a while? And he did one last year and one the year before. Or would you hire somebody that does that all the time? Would you trust their work over somebody that, well, I know how to put wires in, so I'll cut you a really good deal and I'll put them in? Hey, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. Same thing with a mechanic. Would you hire a mechanic to rebuild an engine who did it once in shop class, or a guy that does it all the time, whose job it is to do that? So when you're seeking professional instruction, just vet the school, vet the company, and find out does that person do that for a living, or do they just do it as a hobby? Do you have anything else to say on that point, Jared?
I was give them some schools that you would recommend.
Okay, schools that I would recommend. I would definitely recommend the TDI, Tactical Defense Institute, up in Ohio. That's in southern Ohio. So if you live in Kentucky, it's only a couple hours away from you, probably. Tactical Response in Camden, Tennessee. If you live in Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisville area up there in Kentucky, it's a one-day drive. It's easy to get to. Out west, you might want to check out the ITTS, that's Scotty Reetz's school out there, International Tactical Training Schools, or obviously in Arizona, you can check out Gunsight Training Academy. Now, with Student of the Gun, if you guys go to the website, you can see that, or you will see if you go there, that we do have lots of training material available. We have the Armed Living DVD, we've got the Student of the Gun book, and we've got the other books. Let me see. Can I reach over there and grab it? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
While he's reaching very far, and we're doing something new.
Yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet by now, we've got the cameras turned on for this.
Yeah, we're doing something new for you guys. We're doing a video version of the radio show, and I'm gonna figure out how to distribute that, but we'll let you know. For now, it's gonna go up on our Student of the Gun SOTG Homeroom YouTube. Is that the name?
Wherever you want to put it, buddy. On SOTG Homeroom.
Is that the name?
On YouTube, yeah.
SOTG Homeroom. Search that, and there's a wealth of knowledge already on there. We kind of took a hiatus from that for a little while to focus on the more important things, but we're back.
All right. The last two educational things that we worked on, and I actually put a lot of effort into it during the last year. Myself and two other authors, We authored the Armed and Smart: A Beginner's Guide to Concealed Carry. This is for those thousands of people who are like, oh, I have a, I've got, here you go. Show the camera, Paul. Jared's on the other side, and he's giving me the wave. He's like, hold it up for the camera. Okay. So I did that, and those are available. We've got a link up on the Student of the Gun website, and then I have Armed and Smarter, and that, again, is the follow-up to the original book. But anyway, there's a lot of material out there for you guys, and when it comes to dry fire practice, we think that you need to understand what you're doing. Just pointing a gun at a blank wall and snapping the trigger is not dry fire practice. You want to go ahead and get a little bit of education or a little bit of instruction before you start doing that, because, as Cole said, what you could be doing is just ingraining bad habits. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the meat of this particular segment.
Get up, get down. 911 is joking your town. Get up, get down. Late 911, where's the late crown? Get up,
Yeah, I never thought in a million years that Flavor Flav and I would agree on anything, but I'm going to have